Hey, Rideshare Commando here, and if you're wondering why I look like this, it's because I've been working on my car today. I'm going to talk to you about T-Mobile and some new stuff I learned from one of their executives. I had the privilege of driving him. But real quick, to give you a brake update, in my caliper there are two pins that go in and out. Well, one of them was rusted, so basically it was frozen. And we had to get rid of it because what it was doing was pushing my brake pad against the rotor, and it was down to metal on metal. And this had been going on for a long time, and Les Schwab never caught it. So, to go back to T-Mobile, I had the privilege of driving the director of technology for T-Mobile home, well, to his BMW. And we had an interesting conversation. Like many of you, I wrote off T-Mobile as, okay, whatever, get rid of them. Because their network used to suck, and their plans used to suck. But then, what ended up happening was he enlightened me on a few things. T-Mobile listened, and now they have the strongest network in the nation. I double-checked this. I told them I was going to do my due diligence, and they do have the strongest network. They have the fastest network. He did a speed test in the car with me. I've done speed tests before off of my Sprint network, which is Boost, and I get 12 megabits per second on 4G, which is not bad. It's the same as Comcast Internet or CenturyLink Internet. But when he did a speed test, he was getting 26 megabits per second. Okay, that's pretty freaking decent for a 4G phone. I mean, that's a little bit under the speeds they're getting in Japan, and Japan's about 5 to 10 years ahead of us technologically on a consumer level. So they have the strongest network, and they have the fastest network. He verified this, and so have I. Where we went next was, okay, well, how do your plans compare? $70 per month, uncapped data. Unlimited data, uncapped data. So that was pretty freaking impressive to me, especially since, I mean, I could just use my phone as a hotspot for my desktop and just run everything wireless. I mean, that would be freaking sweet. I could boot Comcast to the curb, you know what I mean? So they've got the fastest speed. They've got pretty comparable prices on plans, especially for what's offered. But they also will buy you out of your contract. So if you're in a contract with Sprint or AT&T or Verizon, they will buy you out of that contract to switch over. Now, the reason you haven't heard about this is they don't invest as much money into marketing as the other guys do. So the other guys, they're like Nintendo. Just to give you a little bit of information, so when the Nintendo Game Boy, the black and white old school one, was out, and it was the biggest thing in the world, that was the same time the Game Gear was out. It was 16-bit, not 8-bit, and it was full color. It was just a fantastic machine. And the Atari Lynx was out at the same time too. Full color, 16-bit. But because of Nintendo's marketing, we bought that 8-bit one and said, Game Boy's the best. Yeah! Anyway, fucking short buses and helmets. So that's kind of what's going on here, is T-Mobile is Sega. Way ahead of its time, treating people right, bringing out the best content, period. And all these other companies, AT&T, Verizon, and Sprint, they are Nintendo. So they're Nintendoing the shiznits out of this market, and they're selling us an inferior product. I am switching over to T-Mobile soon, because based on what he said and what I could research of what he said, it's the best choice out there, period. I mean, for him, he was on a phone call with one of his executives, and we went underneath the bridge, a nice long bridge in Seattle, and I've never kept a call there. I've never kept a signal there. And he stayed on that call all the way frickin' through. That right there impressed the hell out of me. So anyway, go ahead, subscribe below. I'm going to give you some more information over time, and I might give you a few tutorials on how to maintain your car. But in the meantime, thankfully when I got the brake thing fixed, my gas mileage skyrocketed. So I just gained about like 5 or 6 miles per gallon because the brakes aren't revving. Anyway, subscribe, drive safe. I'll catch you guys later.